looks like Roberts ain't having it. And we'll have to see if he can. I've never seen him actually go off the front and able to hold that kind of a pace. We'll see if he's able to do so in the race today, but I'm not sure it's going to be happening as well. Roberts here is with, it looks like, Cliven and Weitzner. Piece there, then able to make the break just barely. Now, these little 1 second gaps, they really do matter, as we've said before. And Whiteley here now with the BRT, maybe going to have 2 up in the front group from that team. We'll see if Whiteley can get back on turns. 162 beats per minute currently. According to SwiftPower.com, the riders have gotten out on course in the live. The live tab is waiting to get populated. I think on the mountain route there are less watchers, so we'll have to wait and see what what it has to say for any past results for some of these riders. But De Silva now 10 seconds back. I'm not sure he's going to make that lead group. I think it is going then to be, this is the main lead group at this point now. After they make that kind of a break out to 12 seconds, they most likely will not be seen again. Somebody who's on the rivet will not let who is not on the rivet is not going to give 12 seconds up. So De Silva, I think, definitely putting out everything he can to try and at least hold off any of the chasers. It is a full-on 14 seconds, actually, back to anybody. So Benjamin here, right along with Termont. I think this is the lead of the Beast, followed by Robinson, who's 19 seconds back. Stromsholm is here, and then it is going to be Krzyzwanos coming out of Poland. And I believe that they are going to really have eyes on Termont. And Termont here, I think, is trying to get that initial break, get that initial gap of time in order to hold off any of the B riders that might be able to chase him down. Now, is he going to be up and over the top of his threshold? Is it going to be too much too early? We'll have to wait and see what he can do all the way to the finish of this mountain climb. It is a long climb. We are only about maybe 3 to 5 minutes into the climb at this point. So not even 5 minutes into the climb. And so, you know, there's going to be a lot of time to make up these gaps. And we do have LaForest here coming out of Canada, who is definitely looking to do just that, as the A's have gotten away from him. But it continues to go out. 5.8 watts per kilogram at the front, coming from Cliven here. Weitzner now 6.4. Roberts now 5.4. Peace and Whiteley all trying to make that chase. And the A's are really starting to turn the screws here. 6 watts per kilogram, 386 watts, 174 beats per minute coming from the Norwegian Cliven, who has gotten definitely some wins in the past here out on Zwift. We've seen plenty of well, at least podiums coming from him. The voice is back. I am getting I'm assuming people are going to be wondering, where has Nathan been? It's been probably, has it been maybe 2 weeks since you've seen me live casting a race during the day. I obviously have been casting a little bit from afar in Roanoke with the first XRS event, which was absolutely awesome, and we've got more to come. Live events going to be so great, and make sure to be watching out for that. And then I was down at Zwift recently helping out with the ATALK Amgen Tour of California ride with Dave Towley, and be sure to know that you are going to be seeing more of Dave for sure, casting races with you guys as well. So lots of cool stuff coming because of my absence, but it was for good causes for you guys and for the community to grow your racing, and the resources we can bring to you to have a 24/7 network that we're shooting for. So a little bit of a break in order to get more in the future. So good to see you, BJ Alfonso. Really cool to see your kit in game as well as in real life. I saw some pictures you were sending over, so thanks for joining the broadcast, BJ. And we do see that it is going to be a break again here with 3 riders out the front. Robert's able to hang on, it looks like, from Vision Cycling. Solid ride from him on that Tron bike here. So it is going to be TFC, BRT, and Vision off the front here, with Peace now 4.8 watts per kilogram. Whiteley now a little bit off his wheel, but it looks like Whiteley is going to give it another kick. 162 beats per minute. His heart rate will not go any higher, it looks like. Really doing everything he can to get back with our piece. Our piece here at 4.9, 5.2 watts per kilogram, 182 beats per minute. It'd be interesting to know how high this heart rate can beat, as it is 5 seconds out. Now the incline is going to kick up a lot more at this point. We're going to hit 6.57%, I think. And as it does kick up toward the castle section, we are going to maybe see this rider able to close it back down. The 3 on the front, though, are definitely your top three at this point with a solid 5-second gap. 8 seconds back to Whiteley. Patmore now here with De Silva trying to chase him down, as you can see here. And then it is going to be LaForest along with Termont there from the B category. 17 seconds is the difference between Termont and our forward. Benjamin with an uncategorization coming out of the USA. I wonder if 188 beats per minute, definitely working super hard. We'll have to wait and see if Benjamin in that Zwift kit as well. I think maybe a newer rider to the world of Zwift. We'll have to see if he has a categorization or has ever raced in the past. We'll wait and see if there's any updates coming from the nope, no live tab yet over at zwiftpower.com, so we'll have to just wait for an update over there. Once we do get that, we'll get some more information on Benjamin. Our forward, Stromsholm here, trying to get back on terms with him as well, sitting somewhere outside of, I believe, the top 10 pieces. You can see all the way up there at 106 or more up at this point, so definitely a huge gap forming now between the front runners in the A's and the B categories, as it should be, as these are different categories. But currently first place in the B category is going to be T. Termont, followed by Stromsholm, riding for the Vikings here. Ford there as well, so that's your top three in and amongst the B boys out on course. Schelstig out of Sweden, followed by T-Rex, and then Morel is there as well. Morel actually in the C category, 160 beats per minute, keeping it really steady right now, 3.1 or so. And if his FTP is correct as far as being a C category racer, he's going over threshold here and there and then coming back underneath, trying to get back on terms with the front of this race. It is going to be Kilowick here from Poland, as well as Rob Keats here, who's trying to close that gap down, sitting in second place in that C category currently. Kilowick now out of Poland, 1 second off the pace of Keats, and this is a moment of truth for him, I think, as that pace, as that gradient really kicks up. He's going to have to hit that flat section of the, he's going to have to be with the rider in front of him when they hit that flat section, of course, or close that gap down during that section, because you can really get a little bit of a gap through the point of on the course that these boys are headed into right now. As you can see here, Weitzner trying to get away a little bit with Clive in there on his wheel. Roberts' piece actually closed it down, but right here, this section of course that we're looking at, this castle that they go through, this is where you can gain a good amount of time if the guys who are chasing you down are blown up. Actually, a little ways back we got Patmore here as well on that section, and if you hold steady at that watts per kilogram, but a lot of times when you don't have that gradient, that force kicking back against you, if you're on that smart trainer, it's definitely difficult to hold on to the pace. Definitely difficult to hold on to the pace of the riders around you if they kick it up and get that speed going. It's all about speed. You know, we look at the watts per kilogram, it's really, really important, especially on the uphill sections, but still it's about speed. And so you if you kick over the top of that gradient and then go into that flat section of course and create some speed in order to get away from those other riders, and they do not kick with you, you can actually gain a little bit of time and then capitalize on that as not having a draft on you at all. But again, we're on the uphill gradient now. Again, there's not going to be any drafting at this point, as we do see Roberts here now trying to continue to turn the screws at the front. Weitzner 144 beats per minute, looking fairly comfortable though. Doesn't look like that's going much of anywhere. And we are seeing Szymanski. Thanks a lot. I appreciate the appreciate everybody giving a little bit of a shout out. Hooray, Nathan is back. We missed you. I appreciate that very much. Thanks, guys. I'm glad to be back. And TFC Primal-Europe commentated at Z Community Live on Beam at the Mountain today. TFC just gave us a little shout out as well over on Twitter. Good to see you in the channel, Szymanski. And yeah, we're back. We didn't actually go anywhere in my head. To you guys, I went somewhere. I was no longer around on the cast, but I was definitely working on all things streaming for the last 2 weeks. So it's not like I wasn't doing streaming things. It's just I wasn't at the studio, so I was at other places creating other studios. So in my head, you know, in my head, I'm still like doing everything that I'm doing with you guys, except for just not showing up here to be the person in front of you. But we still had a lot of Z Community Live stuff going on, and we're actually working on it so that I can hopefully stream remotely if I am going to other places, so we don't miss any of the schedule. We'll see if we can make that happen. It's also really dependent on internet wherever you go, but if we're able to make that happen, I will do so. We do got Roberts here still at the front. I'm going to keep moving backwards, though, because we definitely want to cover the rest of the race here, as it is going to be Termont here. De Silva at the back of the main A chase, it looks like. LaForest 11 seconds out from him. Patmore there, and then Whiteley. That is your top 5 from Whiteley all the way up to Peace, Roberts, Cliven, and Weitzner. But then in the B category, we can look back and see that it is going to be Termont with Benjamin trying to chase him down and Ford all in that B category. And Termont really looking strong today, 12 seconds up, and it is only 2 seconds between him and Benjamin. Ford here now in 3rd place, holding off Stromsholm. Stromsholm from that Viking team trying to kick back into that draft of Ford, but it is going to be 5 seconds now. Fred 76 moving backwards little by little. She went super hard right from the get-go. And now just trying to hold on to that positioning that she did gain early on. It looks like Wisselsberger here as well out of Germany, somewhere within the top 10 in the Bs. T. Ruddle, Robinson, T. Rex, and then Morrill still holding solid at the front of the Cs, has a full-on 36 seconds over Rob Keats. Then it is going to be Kulovic in 3rd place, followed by Hasty, 14 seconds back from him. Winsper is here from the TFC with Nichols right on his wheel in that C category. Coop then at the back, just going to be grabbing onto the wheel of the other TFC riders as they make their way up, and it looks like this is for a top 5 position battle here in that C category. We'll see if they can get back on terms with Keats. The question is anybody going to be able to get time back after they come down the other side of the mountain, as it is definitely possible, especially with a TT bike swap. We'll see if we do see any TT bike swaps at the top. I'm not sure that the TFC allows TT bike swaps, though. I have to take a look here real quick. I'll go ahead and read the rules. I should know those. I'm casting here. 1 lap of the mountain, no power-ups lap. Any bikes, though? Any bikes? It doesn't say anything about swaps either. Ooh, maybe it's in the rules somewhere else, but on ZwiftPower.com, according to the rules, any bikes are allowed, but that doesn't designate whether or not bike swaps. Is that just what you start on? And since it's not in the rules and it says any bikes, from what I can see over here, it should default then to bike swaps are allowed, but there are no power-ups in the Friday Criterium. So if you are just tuning in, you have no idea what the heck is a power-up. Just like in Mario Kart, in the world of Zwift, there is the ability to get a power-up when you go over a banner. And the next banner that these guys are going to be hitting is going to be the Epic KOM banner. So if I can go ahead and click on the left-hand side here, you can see I currently have no data for my pasture, and it says female there because I'm logged in on Lindsay's. I'm logged in on Lindsay's avatar. But if she had past data on the mountain route, she would have something here in the past 30 days for her Epic KOM climbs. But if she were in the race, she actually no. The reason that you're not seeing anything here is actually, I'm sorry, it's because she is a part of the race and there's no data because no women have gone up and over the top yet. That is why. And so, and then for the event, as you can see, there's the event. So nobody has gone over the top. When they do go over the top, they will hit the section of the course. You can see the course profile here in the upper right-hand corner. When they do hit that section, that will fill up with a bunch of data saying how fast they climbed over the top. But when they go over that banner, they will be able to grab a power up. They would usually be able to grab a power up. They will not be doing so, though, in this event. They've been turned off for these events. And so these riders have to just go mano a mano. What do you got against each other? Straight power. No RNG involved whatsoever. They're in the game. And Nielsen says, Robert's looking for his 3rd win since joining Vision this week. What are they putting in his water bottles, Ross is saying. Really, I didn't know that about Roberts. Interesting to get that information. Thanks for that, Ross. I appreciate it. And Leo Bear is saying, imagine getting a Mario Kart blue shell in Zwift. Or that'd be amazing, actually. The blue shell, the red shells, any of those would be pretty cool. I think that the arrow power-up is the closest thing that we do have to maybe a red shell as it's just an auto lock on to like fly by the rider that's right next to you, and they just got to hold on for dear life. And David Cripps was saying, when is there going to be closed road style race? Those do exist actually, David, but not created by Zwift. They have been, though. They are being worked on by a few other organizations and individuals to make that happen. Underground racing does happen, and we will try to cover those as they do pop up, just so you know. But if you'd like to organize those, that is definitely possible right now, David, but not with the event module, not with any of the tools that Zwift gives for their events. You have to kind of do it on your own. So if you'd like to organize that, you create that event, however you'd like to do that, through the community, through the Facebooks, and then you got to get some communications out there and organization on those communications. Where are you going to meet on a course that's not the live course at that time, and what sections are you going to do, and then how are you going to finish, and then you got to use Strava mainly though for those results. Unless you can maybe get zwiftpower.com to put some watchers out on the course as well. I wonder if that would work. I'm not even sure, but it is possible though, David. Roberts won 2 TTs back-to-back one night this week. That's crazy, Leo. Wow. So we do see now, though, Cliven here with an attack, and it looks like Cliven is definitely, maybe a little bit more of a ruler, Roberts, at 5.1 watts per kilogram consistently here, 158 beats per minute, as Cliven with that attack on the uphill definitely has opened up about a 9-second gap. But if Roberts is a consistent rider, like you're saying, with the TT efforts, maybe over the top is where he'll try and close it down. White Star and the Go-Go Power Rangers able to follow up that attack from Cliven. 6.0 watts per kilogram, though, from the BRT rider here. Roberts now 5.1. Patmore now trying to close it down. It looks like Whiteley hanging on to his wheel. Peace there as well. So this is the chase group of 3, as you can see, as they're making their way over the top of the mountain route. Our piece is going to be interesting. He's really been hanging in there. He went with the front runners and then blew up, and now has been moving back consistently and just trying to hang on with a few of the riders who have caught up to him. We'll see if he's got the glycogen left in the legs to stay with these boys. I'm not sure he's going to have the energy, as Patmore comes right on by 198 beats per minute. Absolutely butterfly in the heart rate and the Z power. Cliven 6.1. Whitester now seeing that there may be a threat, kicks it one last time up into that 8.4 watts per kilogram, 158 beats per minute. But we do have a 1926 coming from Cliven. Pretty dang fast, definitely. Up into that's over 5 watts per kilogram for sure for the duration of the climb. Absolutely killing it, these guys. So back to the live tab. Nothing coming through on zwiftpower.com. I have a feeling that there are no watchers out on the course right now for the mountain route. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going on with that. But I don't believe that there is any watchers. So we'll have to wait for them to hit the finish line, or maybe just no watchers on this section of the course. We'll wait a little bit longer and see if we can get any updates though from zwiftpower.com. Actually, no, there's one watcher up at the top of the mountain, it looks like, as Cliven and Weitzner have come through. It looks like Cliven, his results as of recently have been absolutely amazing. Up into that 18 seconds ahead of Roberts here. And if I open up and link a new tab, we've got a win. He's got a silver in the Kiss America's 100 kilometer race, actually, back on the 12th. A race that I missed on this past Saturday. It would have been great to do, but and then actually was the race where we had a drop, the servers went down. It looks like he finished. Everybody else just quit, and he just kept on going and got his second place. It looks like, because everybody I know of, actually, I don't know who quit because you couldn't see anybody any longer. But and then we had the Primal-Europe. It looks like last week he won that race as well. So definitely somebody who's trying to defend his series right now, it looks like. And then in the XRS ZTR Thursday night race last Thursday, he took a 4th place, but then another win in the Dutch Olympic Talent Team Criterium back on the 8th. So lots of wins, lots of golds underneath the belt of Mr. Cliven. But then looking at Roberts here, we should have him coming from Vision Cycling here, coming out of the UK. Seeing that Mark Roberts, it looks like he's in some sort of Castelli kick. Definitely has a Strava profile connected here. He's only been racing since February 8th, actually, Roberts. And it looks like he took the KISS Pedal Power Jersey TT a W, and then the XRS individual time trial then as well on the 15th. But then amongst the XRS ZTR Cat, it looks like a 6th, and then a 4th in the Primal Criterium race last week. So Roberts definitely able to kill it in the TTs for sure, an all-out 10-mile effort, but it looks like that may be his specialty, because he also won the one on the 8th as well. Back on March 8th. But amongst group packs, though, I think he may struggle a little bit more against them, as we're not seeing too many Ws. The XRS ZTR Cat, the Cat, it looks like he did win that back on the 6th as well, but then we do have an 8th, a 10th, a 9th in the SCR race series, it looks like, back on the 1st of March. So definitely still not out of the race, but 16 seconds on this climb is a huge gap, and it looks like it is going to be Weitzner and Cliven going out the front. Patmore now still trying to close it down to 4.2 watts per kilogram. Whiteley is here and almost back on Patmore's wheel amongst these A boys. In the B boys, Termont with that huge gap. And we've seen this actually with Termont before. He goes early and tries to grab this gap, and then is caught by somebody who might have gotten conserved a little bit here. As we do see Ford now going past Termont. 3.4 watts per kilogram, 160 beats per minute. Then Stromsholm trying to chase those boys down. He's back about 40 seconds or so in that B category. That's the top 3 boys in the B category. Fred 76 now dropping Wisselsberger here off a little bit here. 4th place currently in the B's, followed by Ruddle here as well, and then T-Rex, Robinson, Jarlsteg, and then Neil. And then in the C it is going to be Morrell still a little ways to go to the top of the Epic KOM. And then 47 seconds back, it is going to be Rob Keats and Kulowick, followed by Hasty. And that looks like a solid chase group, actually. Looking for that 3rd place out on course here. Hasty and Kulowick working together on this little bit of a downhill. Maybe one last kick to the top here and able to catch Rob Keats from the TFC. We'll see if they've got the effort to make that happen. Back to the front of the race now. I believe we are going to have some riders just cresting up over the top. There they are, 20 seconds up from Roberts. I don't think that he's going to see them again in this race today. We are looking, it looks like we do have plenty of people hanging out over in the Beam chat. Good to see you guys. It looks like Zuskana Baines is in the house. Good to see you. Rob Keats, one of ours, new-ish. Yep, it looks like he is there. Andy Baines. Good to see Andy in the Beam channel. And Chris is saying that any bike, including swaps, is completely legal. And if you're going to do a bike swap, this is the moment. Weitzner actually getting attacked by Cliven at the top here. Doesn't look like anybody's going to slow down and swap their bike at this point at the front of this race. Maybe Roberts is going to try and pull that tactic, as he is the TT specialist. And this is going to be the moment that's going to matter. You swap to a TT bike on this downhill, you can gain up to a minute. We've seen it happen before. The first one to do it way back in the ZTR races, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe it was the KISS race, actually, with Kim Little. Way back with that TT swap, setting a trend and showed everybody how it was done and won the race with that swap, actually. So really cool to see. Well, that was really cool to see. We'll see if they can make it happen again today with any of these chasers. Looks like CS Tricks is in the house. Good to see you, Casey Shum. Eating some healthy food. Seems I may have... oh, no good. I'm getting sick, Casey. I don't like to hear that. And it looks... Roger says he's getting sick, too. Okay, so then Michael Powell in the Facebook channel here saying, go Weitzner. Cheering him on. I'm not sure Weitzner can win, as he is on Z Power. And I believe the rules of this race... all riders are asked to register with zpower.com. Please note, Z-Power riders with average watts per kilogram over the duration of the race greater than 3.99 will not be eligible for CAT or race wins. So, and since Weitzner is a part of the A category race right now, and will be holding over probably 4 watts per kilogram, I believe he will not be eligible for a race win. But he'll get an amazing workout, and he'll definitely make Cliven work for the first place out on course virtually. Once the results are in, though, and I hope Cliven's not even watching and he doesn't give up and he just gets pushed all the way to the line, chasing pixels for sure today. Just so you guys know, that is not to discourage him one bit to race Weitzner all the way to the line. Roberts here 2:11 back, and he's not going to be swapping up to that TT bike. Patmore looks like as well not going to be doing so. Huge gaps at this point, though, and now you see Roberts super motivated, it looks like, actually, to try and chase these boys down. He sees 5.3 watts per kilogram while they're putting out 2.1, 1.2, so maybe some motivation in Roberts here to close that gap down, actually. 4.0 watts per kilogram, 47 miles per hour. We are seeing now 41, 42. Actually, we'll swap that up because we are doing the Europe race. 73 kilometers per hour. Roberts here up in that 78 and closing second by second, but it is a long way to the bottom of this climb. I think he does have landscape to make this happen, but it is going to have to be a crazy chase in order to do so. Downhill all the way toward the piers, and then they will be doing the reverse Watopia climb. One more climb out there out on course. That is the place where some seconds can be made up. Weitzner and Cliven here, another kick over this 9% gradient. Not sure Cliven's going to be able to get rid of Weitzner at this point. They're going to need to be working together as Roberts looks super motivated, closing down seconds. Already 20 seconds closed down in just the last kilometer. So Roberts really starting to kick it up. Now, we are going to see, though, that is because of the 8% gradient they did go over. They slowed way down. So he was able to bring back a few seconds there, but now he is going to, those seconds are going to go back out as he hits this section of course on this uphill. We'll see if he can kick it in at 8 watts per kilogram as we saw from the front runners just a moment ago. And we are seeing Warren Song Hing in the Facebook. Good to see you here. Did the swap to TT in the ZHR up and down this AM. Took 108 out of the group to the finish. Yep. So it is a huge tactic. Very, very, it works. It works, boys and girls, definitely in these races. And Darren Ridley says, let's give Carissa some motivation. Is Carissa actually racing out there today right now? I'll have to see if she is... Actually, she's out there. I definitely want to do so. She usually is right around Stockvik, and there she is, actually. Carissa Min is actually out on course. Let's go ahead and give her a ride on. Definitely want to give some motivation. I think this is one of the lead women out on course. Actually, no, there is Jaffa. Her and Jaffa... This is like a battle that's been going on for a while in these races. So Jaffa here, just a little ways up from Carissa, about 112. Carissa with, looks like Team Experimento D. Stead here, leading her out a little bit. Bestwick here trying to work, it looks like, a little bit for his teammate here, Carissa Min, in the C category. Stockvik a little bit ways off the front. Lots of TFC riders, actually. We just see them all over the course here in these yellow kits, actually. Winsberg with Sunders as well. But good to see the battle here that's happening between the two women came in. We'll see if she can close down some of that gap on the extreme uphill section that's coming up here. Jaffa here 50 seconds up, throwing down a solid 180. Looks like about 3.2 watts per kilogram coming from Jaffa, 3.1. Chris is going to have to hold a little bit more than that up the top. I know she does max out right around 200 beats per minute or so. She doesn't have a whole lot to work with. This is definitely a huge effort right now. She's right up into that threshold. 3.6 now, kicking it a little bit. It looks like 3.6, 3.7, 3.5. This may be the moment. If she can hold on to that kind of pace to the top of the tower, she will be able to bring some seconds back. It's only 16 seconds up to Jaffa now at this point, who's holding 2.7. Holding that 3.0 to 3.5 to the top, Carissa, will make it happen. Let's hear it cheering as you guys were saying for Carissa. Michael Powell saying, I need a Tron bike, only 39,000 meters to go. Yeah, it is a huge effort to get that Tron bike out on course here. Now it looks like Min now trying to get back with Bestwick, and then Stockvik hits, and now it's closed down 1 second to Jaffa. 15 seconds to the second place rider amongst the women out there today. Moving forward, we're going to see if we can see any of the riders making that swap over. We do see P. Torres here coming out of Brazil. We did get turned around for a second here and lost a couple of the sights of the race, but we'll do a quick little swap. There we go. We're back with Termont at the front of the B race. He was able to drop off Ford, it looks like. It was actually Ford leading to the top of the tower. And now Termont, 13 seconds, it looks like, over forward with Stromsholm trying to chase that down in the B category. So where are the other C category riders? It is Stromsholm. Kuluk here, I think, is still making his climb to the top. And Hasty is there as well. Keats now almost to the top. It looks like Morel, though, in that C category, has that 29-second gap. I have not seen any swaps just yet. We do have Fred76 here holding on to that jersey for the fastest climb for the women to the top. Currently your women's leader just coming over the top, but not too far ahead of the other girls. Maybe a couple minute or a couple of 2, maybe 3 minutes or so ahead of the other girls out on course. Whiteley here with Patmore. They're about to make their way over to the turn off from this section of the course. Now this is the struggle. How do we cover the rest of the racers? We're just going to have to do it. Sorry, we want to see the finish of the front runners, and then we'll move our way backwards slowly as we watch everybody come into this section of course here in just a few moments. Weitzer now is off the front from Cliven. This is going to be the battle to the line for the win. And Timothy Termont says, I swapped just a tire. I'll see how it goes. And so, medalist Anastop. Good to see you with a question mark there. If you have a question, go ahead and ask, and we will definitely try to answer it for you. Looking through here, we do see over at the Beam chat lots of chattering going on here. Rogers, only 21% of Everest left for Rogers, it sounds like, for the Tron bike. Pretty awesome to see. It looks like Zuskana says, catching me at Rogers. I'm currently at level 21 and 60% of the Tron bike. Again, thanks everybody for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that follow button over on the Facebook. If you are over there, you will get updates then anytime that we go live with any racing or rides out on Zwift, as we try and cover a 24/7 as much as we can of all the things happening in the community. If you'd like to be highlighted in the community, make sure to contact us over on the Facebook, or you can do Nathan at ZwiftCommunityLive.com. That is my email, and you can get a hold of us and chat to us about something that you would like to do with Zwift Community Live. We got tons of really cool events coming up. Also, if you're on the Beam channel or the Twitch channel, make sure to hit follow on those places as well. You'll get updates in your email anytime that we do go live with any events whatsoever. And Sushi Salmon says, is Weitzer going to qualify? It looks like, no, he is not, Sushi. It looks like you're just tuning in. We just got done talking about that a little while ago. It doesn't matter, though, because Cliven's getting an amazing workout. He's going to race him to the line, it looks like. Roberts, though, what an effort. Was able to close it down to 55 seconds. He's brought back a full minute at this point, but it does not look like it's going to happen. 55 seconds. Well, he's going to have some serious climbing legs, and I think Cliven is going to be the better climber there out there today. He is able to drop off Weitzner, who looks to be fading now at this point, 3.8 watts per kilogram or so. He lets Cliven go. He's got 3 seconds off the front. It looks like Cliven's going to be adding another win to his Palmares. Actually taking a left-hand turn here. Excuse me, they are not doing the reverse KOM. That is my mistake. So it looks like they just take a left-hand turn, then head right on in to the Essies. And no climbing is going to be happening, actually, besides those little punchers through the Essies. 6.1 watts per kilogram now coming from Cliven here as they make their way to the top. And I think I was thinking of maybe the Pretzel Finish or the Mountain 8. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's the Mountain 8 I was thinking of there. Sushi Salmon says, yeah, props to Cliven for racing him anyways. Weitzner's setup is pretty, it's not insane, though. That's the thing, Sushi. I've seen Weitzner race a lot, and his setup is, as far as it's not out of control flyer. Like, you see a lot of Z Power out there that's full on flyer, and Weitzner can only kick like this for so long. As you can see, fades immediately from that 9 watts per kilogram. A little bit of sprint looks like to hold off Roberts, but he can't just hold on to something over 7-8 watts per kilogram. Now, how accurate it is to a real power meter and what category he would race in if he had a real power meter, that's a whole different discussion. But as far as it getting out of control with the comparisons to some sort of in real data coming from other trainers and whether or not it matches okay. At least to not just like fly off the front. Weitzner does not win every single race that he jumps into, that's for sure. So it's not full on flyer mode. And CS Trick says Weitzner Z power, so rules are rules, but he races well in the front. He does race well in the front. That is true, Casey Shum. I don't like. Okay, I'm gonna stay focused on the race, but we can talk about the term "rules are rules." I don't think "rules are rules" is ever a good argument because there are bad rules that are out there that should change sometimes. But we'll go more into that after the race. We want to focus on the racers today. Cliven here now 179 beats per minute now it looks like. And he's going to be pulling off the W here with Roberts. And this is my fear actually a little bit with just leaving that other section of course because now I am stuck over here and I've just got 3 lone riders here, TT and for their effort here. 6.5 watts per kilogram solid there from Roberts. You can see why he's such a TT specialist, able to hold down some solid power. Doesn't look like he can throw down the kicks though that some of these other riders can. Looks like this will be the finishing order. 15 seconds, probably just a little bit too much for Weitzner to close. We do see Whiteley here with Patmore making the chase here. 18 seconds back with LaForest now 209 back as well. And this is what the mountain route tends to do. It tends to make it so that it just becomes these solo TTs because the drafting effect is so little on that uphill that everybody just attacks and tries to get as much of a gap as they can on that uphill part of the course. And then they get over the top and everybody's just so completely faded at this point as far as their power goes that they're just trying to hang on to what they got to the line in that little bit of seconds that they have in order to hold on to the placing. Diane Baker's in the house. Good to see you, Diane. It looks like Timothy Tremont is actually here as well chatting with us when he should be just trying to get to the line because he's only got 25 seconds over Ford here, but it looks like he may be able to win this race. Ford did catch him, go by him over the top, but it looks like this may happen. Johnny Noblett's in the house as well. Dan said, long way to go to the Tron bike. Yeah, we all, I mean, it's definitely a battle getting to the Tron bike for sure. And she says, yeah, my knees are crying. And Edward Wiley saying, don't forget to tell people who follow racing tweets addictive and distracting from work. That's for sure, Edward Wiley. It is, but it's also, I mean, that's part of the reason why we're here, right? Don't forget to tell people who follow the racing tweets addictive and distracting from. I absolutely love it. And I'm glad to hear, actually, that I'm able to bring some entertainment to the workplace for you guys. The Tron bike at the end will be worth it. That's for sure. Michael Paulo, do you have the Tron bike? I mean, it is definitely one of the fastest. My camera angle allows me not to have my top zift. What are you talking about, Rogers? Why do we even want to talk about cheese, Rogers? The force now here, man, bringing it in. It looks like outside of the top 5, but a solid effort coming from G. LaForest with Silva here now, 40 seconds back. This is the lead in the B group. A battle to the line, it looks like. Ford now trying to jump onto Peace's wheel. Peace, man, this guy went all out from the get-go, went with the front runners, and now has been consistently learning what happens if you go over your ability level for your threshold. Is now just having to hold on to this solid effort at 4.4 watts per kilogram, getting picked off one by one, and now finds Termont now getting away from him. He actually, Termont did do the TT bike swap. Look at that, boys and girls. And now you can see why it matters as Ford tried to hang on to the wheel, unable to do so. And Termont grabs that 27 seconds and it just continues to go out as he only has to hold that 3.8 watts per kilogram. And Ford then at that 4.0, 3.5 or so, and unable to bring Termont back in, it looks like. Out almost to 30 seconds now, and that will be the win in the B category. Then we do have Stromsholm from the Vikings team here in the B category. You're going to be bringing it to the line, 3.7 watts per kilogram or so. The winner then today, I believe, is going to be Cliven. We did miss the finish for him, but yep, looks like Angel Ivan Cliven 46.58 total for a time in the mountain course out on Watopia. Nice job to him. And then we did have Weitzner, it looks like, is going to be taking second place. It looks like, followed by Roberts for Vision Cycling. Whiteley from the BRT, I think, is definitely going to be holding on to that fourth place, followed by G. Patmore. Our piece was in sixth place, but I believe he got caught by De Silva before the line. And it's going to be a battle here for De Silva just to hold off. Maybe not even. LaForest a little ways up. I think De Silva's going to hold on to this position, actually. But he did actually bring back one rider, Peace, before the line. He's going to be holding on to that seventh place, I believe. Is it? Yep, seventh place out on course as he was able to catch our Peace. LaForest now all the way to the line, Whiteley as well. All in their own solo TT modes. We're going to try and look for a battle here. As these guys, they're all going to finish in the order that they're in right now. But Peace and Ford now. This is a battle maybe to watch the line as they're about to hit these Essies. And it's going to be an uphill grind, 5% gradient here in just a moment. Looking over the shoulders here, as you can see, Peace now, is he going to give it a little bit of kick here? Ford's right on that wheel, 3.9 watts per kilogram. Peace has 4.6 all day long. Ford's just hanging on the wheel. Nobody's going anywhere at this point. And it doesn't look like we're seeing any kind of serious attack. Peace just kind of steadily willing to just throw down 172, 173, almost as if he's doing a threshold interval or something at this point from this rider here on that specialized Elites, it looks like here. So now it is going to be Fred 76, 336 backs, and we'll try and get back to the women. I'd definitely like to see what's happening amongst them, but this battle to the line between Peace and Ford is going to definitely be interesting. And Diane says, I did my first race the other day. I came in fifth in my category. Great job. Next goal, third place. Diane, like we said, get into some racing. You're going to love it. It sounds like you're already really loving it. Good to hear. And we would love to cover any of the races that you do jump into. And maybe at some point we could even get a chat with you to hear about how you got into the Zwift and what you're thinking of it. As this is all about highlighting community, and we've seen you hang out in the broadcast so often, and now to hear that you're racing is just really, really great, actually. It looks like Termont able to hold on, 4.1 watts per kilogram. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick look at ZwiftPower.com. What has he been holding? 3.7 within the limits for sure. It looks like, so solid ride. So top five so far that have come across the line. Looks like Cliven, Weitzner, Roberts. That's your top three, followed by Phil Whiteley out of Great Britain and Gary Patmore for fifth place today out on course. I believe LaForest will be for sixth, followed by De Silva for seventh. Termont will be taking first place amongst the Bs and eighth place overall. It looks like Peace then and Ford in that battle to the line, 34 seconds back from Termont. They're about to take this right-hand turn here in a second. As if you were going to go left, you'd go to the volcano, as you guys can see there in the background. Man, we were at Zwift HQ recently. There is some cool stuff on the way, boys and girls. Really, really cool stuff. The volcano looks like it's just the start. And that's all we're going to have to say. But we'll build the anticipation. But really cool stuff coming down the line for sure. Ford now, it looks like, sitting in the wheel. Is he going to sprint him? He's Been sitting on Peace here for quite a long time. And are we going to see a battle? Or is he going to show the respect to the man for taking the poles? You know, but this is racing, boys and girls. And definitely playing the smarter racer. And Peace now, as you can see here, doesn't want to get jumped at the line. Now bumping up to 6.6 watts per kilogram. Ford trying to follow with 200 meters to go. Somebody's got to go. Peace jumps first, and I think it's game over. First one to jump is usually the one to win it. 200 meters, though, but if he doesn't have 10 watts per kilogram to give, as Ford does there, and he does, but he goes too late. Ford into that 10, gets the jump, and goes right on by. He played the smart race, that's for sure. We will open up into the whole of all of the riders out on course now, and will allow us to move backwards and catch the rest of the racers. Jesper Anchor, what is this guy doing? out on course right now. Is he streaming right now? What is he doing, I wonder? Now moving back here, we'll go ahead and see what's happening with Stromsholm in the B category. Looks like a solid ride for him so far, as he is making his way to the line and will be taking, it looks like, third place out on course for that Vikings team. Nice job to Stromsholm. And Dan says, I will get better. You will definitely, you're going to keep on advancing for sure. You keep showing up, you keep racing, and you will definitely be getting better. And so it looks like the Zwift GPS tool could help broadcasters know where a racer. I don't think we got to worry about integrating that too much, Casey. I'll just say that. But it is pretty cool, and I think it's a great tool. If it's a quick integration, we'll use it. We'll definitely use it. Just kind of says that Jesper's just being creepy, hanging out on course. Looks like Benjamin's going to take fourth place out on course here for the B category today. Fred76, we lost her. No, now we're right back. Here we go. Stromsholm, Benjamin, Wisberger, Fred76 holding off Ruddle and Jarlstig. It looks like this is going to be a battle in the B category between Jarlstig. It's two Swedish, actually, riding for the SC team in that Training Peaks kit. And then we do also have, it looks like, Robinson from the BRT looking to battle it out, following up his teammate Cliven, who just took the win out here today. And a couple of comments here. It looks like CX event module. Andy Baines is saying that would be pretty cool. There, you know, there's, man, you guys, there's so much cool stuff. But I cannot give too many. Can't give too many hints. We'll just leave it all alone. But Robinson here with Jarlstig, it looks like. And Robinson's sitting on that wheel, 3.2. It looks like Robinson's like, come by, come through, and he's not going to happen as he holds 2.7. Now, finally, Robinson makes his way. It's now neck and neck, though. Nobody really getting a draft. Actually, Robinson now forced to the front on the downhill section. Jarlstig now ramping up little by little here, 3.1 watts per kilogram or so. And who's going to kick first? They've got about 300 meters to the line at that banner right there. As you can see, it is going to be Robinson to the front, 4.4 watts per kilogram. Looking from the first person point of view of, it looks like Jarlstig, 6 watts per kilogram. Looking over the shoulder now, I think that's going to be a kick right to the line. Robinson goes first, though, and has 8 watts per kilogram to give. I think he's going to be coming by here shortly or not. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like it's actually going to happen. I thought he'd come by, and it will be Jarlstig at the line, I believe, followed by Robertson. Robinson. He tried. We'll have to wait for ZwiftPower.com for the official results, but I believe that was the finishing order. Larson now coming to the line, followed by Morrill, actually, in the C category. One last little kick. I believe he will be getting a upgrade, though we'll have to wait and see. Anthony's saying, when you are on your way to a real-world event but wish you were back inside home racing Zwift. That's really funny, Anthony. Good luck on your event today, Anthony. Good to hear that you're out there and going to be racing. We do see that from Morrill, it was 3.1 watts per kilogram. So nice job to Morrill. It looks like in the C category. Solid effort from him today. Moving back now, we do see a couple of riders out here, a part of an HIK ride, it looks like, as they're all in that HIK kit, I believe. That is an HIK kit, is it? Right? Let me see here really quick. Just make sure I'm saying the right thing. Oh, no, that is that the HIK kit? Yeah, that's HIK kit. All right. So it looks like they got a ride going on out on course. Fred76 hanging out there. Looks like she's just logging off. Nice job to her for the win in the women's category. And I think in the Bs that she raced against, I believe, as well, she was able to get a solid placing amongst them. We'll keep on clicking backwards here as I do try and find the rest of the race. We can look at a little bit of the finishing orders here. As you can see here, it was Cliven that was able to take the W, followed by Weitzner and then Roberts. That is the finishing order for the top 3 today in the A category. Moving down a little bit in the B category, Timothy Termont, followed by Robert Ford. And then we also had, looks like, Stromsholm. Solid job to him in 3rd place. Norbert Wisselsberger then takes 4th place, followed by Fred 76 in the B category, also first woman across the line. T. Ruddle, followed by Andres Jarlsted, and then Ellen Robertson. In that C category, Andy Morrill, and then I believe Hasty is just crossing the line right now. We will catch him as he crosses the finish line. Nice job to see Hasty out there, out on course. Oh, what is going on here? Alrighty, so moving backwards then, we'll see if we can find any of the other riders a part of this. And Timothy Termont now letting us know that that was amazing. So obviously has not tried the swap yet. He says that was an amazing choice to swap. 10-10 would do it again. So if you haven't used the bike swap, the TT swap at the top of the mountain, you're doing a mountain race, make sure to try that out, you guys. It's definitely a huge difference swapping to the TT bike. That's what Timothy is talking about. When you get to the top of the mountain, if you're out on a mountain race, hit up that TT swap, because it is a huge advantage that you definitely want to grab in order to get a ton more speed, making your way to the bottom of the climb. Definitely a little bit tired. We've been traveling so much, you guys. Yesterday, I think I traveled 4,000 miles in the last 4 days. So definitely a huge amount of travel and sleep change, all kinds of jet lag stuff going on. But we're still here having fun. Saunders now here, it looks like, with Winsper 22 seconds back. Fowler is now trying to make that chase. But again, the separation, the mountain route, that definitely is a difficult, good workout, but it causes a lot of separation out on course, where these guys and gals just try their absolute best to hold on to the wheels. A lot of times it doesn't happen. Looks like Jaffa now able to get away from Carissa. Not seeing her anywhere near at this point, but she definitely, oh, there is Carissa, only 115 back. Jaffa here now sees Carissa coming, and 118, so he's going to try and hold on to that position. He's going to be able to do so for second place amongst the women today, but they both race C category, so within the category, it's going to be first place and second place amongst women in the C category. Overall, it will be second and third. Polk here now a little ways up, 38 seconds. It is going to be a battle between Stotvik, it looks like, and Bestwick to the line in the C category. Stotvik now fading. What's going on here? These boys are like stopping their pedal stroke. It's full-on tactics at this point. Edwards now right along with them too, it looks like. No, Edward, yeah, they're right on. Edwards comes right on by in that Quebeca kick. Who's gonna kick first? It looks like it is going to be Bestwick going first. Now Stotvik though goes flying by. Fades again. This is like they're playing games with each other, boys and girls. Stotvik now 0 watts per kilogram, 100 meters to go. Edwards is there. It's like, is this like a race to be the last one to the line? I'm not sure. And Stotvik, first one across the line, Edwards, and then Bestwick. And I don't know what. It was like they were purposely trying to come across the line in a certain order. I'm not sure. Some sort of communication going on there, I believe, in Discord. That was interesting as far as that went there. Glad to have you back in the ZCL booth. Thanks, Frank. Appreciate it very much. And Casey is saying, before you try the bike swap, make sure the race allows you are in allows it. Not all races are okay with it. Yeah. So what races are not okay with it, Casey? I think ZTR is one of them that you're unable to do the bike swap with. Carissa now, it looks like, making her way to the line. Jaffa here with a little bit of a kick and trying to get away from Spiker. We did have a drop out there for a second. That'd be too bad if Jaffa does not make it to the line. Looks like she will be able to do so. And now it is going to be Speecher or Spiker. Able to get the better of Beveridge, actually. Nice sprint coming from him, from the TFC. And then Andy Beveridge going to hold off Jaffa, followed by M. Kitz out of Germany. Nice job in that Road CC kit. Moving backwards now, we'll go ahead and see what's happening little ways back here with the men. Where's Carissa? Let's hear it for Carissa Min, boys and girls. She makes her way to the line. Solid effort for her out there. Great community leader. Carissa, she holds off the Stead from Team Experimental, it looks like. And solid effort. D. Mayer here with the one last little kick as well. It looks like as he makes his way through the S's. Cy Burns here from the TFC as well in that C category. But great job to our third place for the women out here today. Hey Nathan, Fat Bike Berkey finisher here. Luke Peterson, 30 miles, 3,000 vertical feet, starting attempts in single distance. Feet did not touch the ground. Nice job there, Luke. Good to hear that, man. Did not touch the ground once, even with those hills, other than the one crash on the ice. I would have not had the kind of power in my legs if not for Zwift training. Lots of DNFs, but not me. Nice job there, Luke. Absolutely awesome. And that's a really cool story, actually. I'd love to hear that. And so, and I've seen the same in my racing and riding as well. A lot of mountain bikers and fat bikers are like, why would I use Zwift? And there's just the reality of the convenience, especially if you've got work and kids and other responsibilities in life, the ability to just jump on, and also the consistency of a trainer. There's different types of cycling, and different types of cycling build different types of fitnesses and different types of stress responses in the body. And the reality of an indoor trainer has been used since Eddie Merckx, man. I mean, the guy would do heat training for 5 hours at a time on a stationary trainer. I mean, it's a proven, definitely use long before Zwift. We're talking 40 years before Zwift. The turbo trainer is being used for purposes to get stress responses that you can only get in that kind of environment and with those kind of training tools. So great to hear that it's working out for you, Luke, for sure, man. Absolutely awesome on your Fat Bike Berkey. I heard it was a really hard race. And definitely at the front of the Fat Bike Berkey, there was some crazy moves going on, it sounded like, too, with some of the riders I'm a little bit more familiar with. C. Warner here now, 3.7 watts per kilometer, 200 meters to go. Nice job to C. Warner. I think that is going to be it for our coverage today, boys and girls. I am going to really quickly here get a better shot of these results going. And then we are, let's see here what happens if I do that. No, that's not what we want to do. Let's do this. All right, give me 1 second here, guys. I'm just going to do a little change on one or two things. And then we are going to have a little bit better looking. Come on now. Why you got to do this to me? Yeah, that's not good either. All right, so there we go. So the results today, I was trying to fix our results column there, but yeah, the results today, as we said earlier, it was Ivan Cliven, followed by Robert Weitzner, and then Mark Roberts. That's your top three. In the A category, in the B category, Timothy Turmont, followed by Robert Ford, and then Erling Stromsholm. Nice job to those guys in their B category race. First woman across the line was Fred76. Nice job to her in the B category as well. And then in the C category, Andy Morrell, followed by C. Hasty, and then Rob Keats for third place out there today. We do see that the top five to those C boys is going to be Marcel Kolowick and then Mark Saunders as well. It looks like Niven Jaffa amongst the women, second place, and then Carissa Min throwing down solid for that third place today. In the D category, we do have some riders still finishing up. It looks like we are going to have D. Bordeaux, solid ride, 14.2K in the last time checked through at the Epic KOM. And now at the green sprint banner, so about to finish up. So that will be your winner in the D category, followed by Huggins, I believe, who was last checked in at the Epic KOM. And then Formilia as well, out of Portland. Formila. Nice job to them in the D category. Great job to all the racers today. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We will be back. Let's see, what is going on? It's Friday. So head on over to ZwiftCommunityLive.com and you will see a schedule up over there. We have for you Zuskana later tonight is going to be doing, let's go ahead and see here, drop lactic acid, 10 p.m. CST. So make sure to head on over there. And then tomorrow morning, we have the Team ODZ Odiva's Ladies Race. And then we will be doing some Vision Cycling Racing Focus over the weekend. So you can definitely go ahead and check those out. We may be adding a few others. Oh my goodness. I think there's some kids having not fun in the other room right now. I have to go deal with something maybe, but thanks everybody for tuning in. Really appreciate all you guys. Again, if you haven't done so already and you want updates of whenever we go live, make sure to hit that follow button on whatever streaming platform that you enjoy the most. I highly suggest that if you have been watching on Facebook for a while and you enjoy these streams, that you head on over to the Twitch or Beam channel and hit the follow. The highest quality you are going to find as far as live streaming goes on those places. So you definitely want to head over there. We will be doing some exclusive Twitch streams as well coming up. So that is something you want to pay attention to. You will miss our streams on those exclusive ones. And there's going to be some really big giveaways coming, things that are way beyond anything we've ever given away before. So definitely don't want to miss those Twitch streams. So I highly suggest at least going over to the Twitch channel and hitting the follow button over there for our Zwift Community Live. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We will see you all later tonight for Zuskana's workout in her threshold efforts. She's gonna be doing some threshold efforts, I believe, or at least doing some FTP builders. So I'm assuming something to do with threshold. All right, see you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, right on.